What's up guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Game On Garage. Please remember to hit subscribe. Now today we are continuing with our roll cage build for our Racecar MX-5. Now we've hit a bit of a speed bump, so I've actually mounted our roll bar to our base plates, as you can see here, some pretty decent welds. Then when test fitting this in the car, trying to get location for the bolt holes, which we plan to drill somewhere here, we ran into a bit of a problem. Let me go show you on the car. Now, as you can see here, this part we've got here is in the way of where our bolt holes should be. So this is the flat surface that we mount on, and in here is the flat surface that we mount on as well. So the current design with the base plates, it sits pretty much right here in this extra piece of frame, I believe, and we can't get the bolts through there. I did try and drill a pilot hole, I'm not sure if you can see that tiny hole over there, to see if we will be able to get through it, but there's stuff in the way here, so that's not going to work. So the way I see it, we learn two things from this. The one is, if you are planning and building on the fly, stuff like this will happen. You can either plan ahead better, so before we actually design the base plates, let's see where we'll be able to get bolts through. Or secondly, you trial and error. So we tried this, it didn't work. We'll have to cut off those base plates now, make new ones, and then we see if those ones work. But just don't get discouraged and continue pushing through. So let's get cutting. Whew, wow, so from the one positive from this, and that you probably saw from the length of that time lapse, is our welds were pretty decent. I'm very happy with them, and I'm more than sure that they will definitely be safe enough. Now let's clean up these ends so that they are ready for the next weld, and then we'll have to redesign our templates. So just like the previous video, go check it out. I've cut a strip of cardboard, and this time I've cut it the exact same length as the piece of metal sheet that I've got. And now in the car, the width is optional at the moment. Inside the car, so I know we are safe underneath this line over here. Those two dimples, I'm able to see them from the other side. So we at least have to be that long. And as you can see, our previous template only came down to there. So I've ensured that we, as you can see, there's a template. We'll at least cover for 3 bolts down there. And then up top, I know that grommet is safe, and as you can see, we can at least get 2 bolts through there as well. So let's cut down these strips and notch them for our corner here. And yet again, we went from our template in cardboard to our steel sheet with our cutout over here and the same bend as before. Now as you can see, these two match up pretty much exact. We still got our cutout here and of course the same angle. Now next step is to get these in the car the way we like them, and then I guess it's time to start welding again. Now I'm not a professional welder, I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm definitely not going to tell you guys what I'm doing. So this is going to be very informative regarding the welding. I'm just going to get it done. Alright, so now we've got our roll cage exactly the way we want it. We measured it to be level on the main new bar, and then as well as measuring that these both legs are exactly 90 degrees to the base plates or to the car. Our base plates are exactly where they have to be. I've cleaned the metal both from rust and with acetone to ensure that there's no oils on them. And now we're just going to tack it on here and then weld it completely outside of the car. So after an extra tack, we've got the roll cage out of the car, and I'm going to place you guys in the corner and we can have a time lapse of the welding. So once again, we've got our roll cage or roll bar back into the car. Been welded all the way around. Next steps, we need to make some holes for our bolts and make back plates as well. So it's going to be base plate that you've just seen, bolt go through it, washers on both sides, base plate, body, and then a back plate. The back plate we'll probably make tomorrow, and then obviously washer, bolt. Now it's time to measure exactly where we need our holes and get them started. So again, I've scribed the outline of our base plate, drilled our 3 holes, going from a small pilot hole into something like a 5mm, and then use the Christmas tree step bit to get it to 10mm. I'm going to be using 10mm bolts of 8.8 grade. So next step, get the roll cage back in the car, and then from behind, from underneath here, there's our holes, and then we can mark where we need to drill through the base plates. It is the next day and we went shopping, so we got our hardware as well as some nice big washers so that we spread the load as much as possible. And then also off camera I did drill the holes in our base plates, so, and I temporarily put the bolts in there. I'm still going to change the washers a bit more so that that's a bit more evenly spread. And next up is to make the backing plates out of our steel plate. Yeah, let me show you quickly what it looks like bolted into the car. So yeah, there we go. Roll cage is bolted in, as well as 2 bolts in the back, 3 bolts down there. It is not perfectly sturdy yet. I still need to make the base plates, and then I can tighten the bolts a bit more, and of course our bracing. Now I think the bracing is probably going to be in the next episode, but it's going to look something like that. So for now, let's get the back plates done. So what I'm going to do is, again, just a piece of cardboard, and then in the back from underneath the car, place the cardboard there, marking the 3 holes similar to what I've done here, and then just trace around, because I know the top mount there's like a bit of a curve, so we just have to ensure the base plate fits in that curve. So like before, take your cardboard, cut it, shape it, made some holes for the bolts, and then we can just place this on the metal and cut that out, and it fits perfectly, like you can see right there. So now we know this will fit, and we can just make this one out of metal, and then we're all done. And once again, we've went from our cardboard template to our steel sheet template, drilled the holes, and they actually fit quite well. I've got the one side in yet already, and one of this side. So let me show you guys. There you can see the top plate in, quite nice. But even with the reinforcement, there's still a bit of movement on the main hoop, which is to be expected, only being anchored on 2 points, you know, one there, one there. So that's why in the next episode we will be making our reinforcement braces, so stay tuned for that. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, that you don't miss that upload, as our roll cage is nearing completion, probably going to be in the next episode. But in the meantime, remember, it's not game over, it's game on.